again, Marco Severino from Flow Design Architects. Today we're going to discuss a couple of topics that came to our thoughts based on how many people we have to present zoning boards of appeal meetings and things like that. So if you haven't looked into some of our videos and you don't understand what zonings and what the requirements are, what a variance is, please make sure to look at our playlist so you can get familiar to some of these topics. But today we're going to be talking very briefly on some tips that we feel that are kind of needed for the community to understand when they're trying to present to a zoning board of appeals meeting. And we're trying to kind of be personal about it and kind of tell you guys like our experience with some of these meetings. So the first tip that we have here is hire a professional. Before you present anything to any city or any town, either in the United States or even outside of the country, make sure you hire somebody who understands the topics that you guys are trying to present to the city. Sometimes we see clients, that trying to do it themselves, and you can do that, but make sure you understand what you are asking for. What are some of these elements that you are asking the city to allow you to do? So make sure you hire a professional, talk to them about the vision, the idea, and they will make sure to put it in paper, put it some drawings, plans. If you hire an architect or a designer, if you hire a lawyer, they will tell you some of the things that you need to kind of make sure you have in your package in order to present it to the city. So make sure you hire a professional. The second topic or tip that we have for you guys is understand your bylaws. And what I mean by that is make sure, if you don't know what a bylaw is, we created a video specifically talking about zoning and what like zoning districts are and zoning maps, so you can get familiar with what those items are. But make sure you understand your bylaws, meaning what are you asking the city? What district is your house or your business or your property or your law? You need to understand and really make sure you know where you are situated, within your property and what you are trying to do. If that means like you're trying to build a new house in a law, make sure you know your minimum law requirements. Make sure you know your FAR, your floor area ratio. Make sure you know how high you can go. Some of those major things that you are trying to accomplish in a later time. So make sure you understand those things. 3, be prepared. Be prepared. And what I mean by that, when you understand what the city is asking you to do in order to present in front of the board, clearly if you're presenting in front of the board, you have to, there are some things that you have to create variances for, meaning, let's say you have a lot that is 10,000 square feet and the minimum to build a single family is 15,000 square feet. You have to present it to the board that your law doesn't comply with that requirement, which means that you have to get a variance for it. And be prepared about these things. Be when you hire a professional, they will tell you, hey, you need plans, you need to hire a surveyor, you need to understand what you're asking for, and those kind of things. So be prepared what you some of those things that you need to get ready for, and some of those items that they might ask you. That's very important. Number 3, be prepared. Number 4, get support. Sometimes, and what I mean by get support, sometimes people just present their ideas, but they don't have nobody in their neighborhood that can support that idea. So I sometimes recommend people like, hey, when you get the schematic drawings from a designer or an architect, make sure you talk to your neighbors. Make sure you have a conversation with them, and make sure you pick neighbors that support your cause. Make sure you talk to people that will be willing to give you a letter and say like, hey, I'm in support of this project. I know this person, they've been in the community for such and such and such. And I support this, and make sure they do it in writing. And if they can be part of the meeting, that's even better. You will be surprised of how much having support for these projects mean when you are presenting in front of the board. So make sure you get support from friends, family, people in the community. It makes sense to get support from people that abuts your property, depending on what you're trying to do. But make sure you get support. Very, very important. And lastly, be personal. Number 5, be personal. These meetings tend to be a little bit more of it's very there are a lot of rules and there are regulations and things like that, and you might see a board of members that have been in the community for a while, so they know the laws and they know what needs to be what needs to comply and what you don't comply with certain items. But when you're presenting a project, make sure you are personal about it. Make sure you are showcasing the reason. Sometimes, we had a case in Randolph, Massachusetts, where like they were a single family house. They lived there for 5 years, and they wanted it to stay in that area for a long time. And at the time, they had one single kid, and they were expecting another one, and they didn't have space. And with the prices of houses, it was very expensive for them to find a house that had the requirements that they were looking for as a family. And they decided to do an addition. And what happened is that they didn't comply with the setbacks on the right side of the building, and they were pretty close. They were about they were asking for a relief of 10 feet. The minimum was 15, and that for them that addition would have made a big impact. So as a family, so you need to showcase and be personal about it when you present it to the city. Hey, this is the reason why I'm doing this. I know the bylaw says that I need to be 15 feet. When we talked to the professional and the architect, we decided that the right side was going to be the best location for this addition, and we feel like us as a family having that room for a new unborn child will make a big impact. So stories like that make a big difference when you're presenting in front of the board. So make sure you are personal. So thanks again for listening to us, and we're just trying to create videos that help people kind of get prepared when they're presenting to the zoning board and different topics related to architecture. So thank you so much.